Hey guys and gals, it's Jomila back here with another video for Infinity Kingdom. Today, we're going to be going over my build and setup for the Lightning Team. Lightning Team is what I run as my main march, so I'm going to show you the thoughts behind the skills that I went ahead and put on them, show you it in a little bit of practice, and then we'll take it from there. Awesome, so let's get into it. So as you can see right now, they are sitting at 179k. To give you an idea, my dragon is sitting at level 35. He's got level 6 skills. My immortals are all at level 40. Most of them, well at least 2, are sitting at all level 40 gear. Richard is almost done his level 40 gear. Yi-Sung is all level 35. All gold gear. Not everyone has gold with a border yet. As you can see, some of them have lightning. Just in case you were ever wondering, a gear that does not have a border but has a matching element is stronger than the gear with a border and no element. So keep that in mind as you get near the end game and you start looking at your gear. Anyway, I also have almost everyone at plus 20. Peter is the only one at 19, everyone else at 20. They've all got relics. Yi-Sung is the only relic without a passive. You'll notice the other relics have passives on them. They're not super leveled up yet. I haven't really got a chance to hunker down and focus on it. But Defender passive is nice. Gives you an extra 2.5% HP at that level. The Archer passive is nice. Gives you an extra 7% crit damage at 2 stars. And then the Attacker is great because it increases your energy regen speed. Right now 3% with no power-ups. Alright, so let's go through the skills. We're going to start off with Richard because I've already done a video on his 2 main skills. Definitely check that one out. It'll be at the end of this video. I'll put the card up. Anyway, we'll look quickly at his ability. Inflicts physical damage on enemy targets within a certain range. It's pretty much all of them. I haven't noticed me not hitting people with the stun. Anyway, it has a 40% chance of stunning them. So that way they can't move or recover energy. It's a great ability. It combos well with the dragon, though it's hard to get off before the dragon does his damaging ability. Anyway, so we're off that. We'll get on to his aura. Auras are wonderful. You want to have at least 3 on your team. I have Shelter on him. Protects all units on the same side within range with a 50% chance of restoring HP if they sustain damage. And then each immortal can obviously only equip 1 aura skill. And that HP recovery rate gets up to 40%. It's nice. Keeps the team alive a little bit longer to let them get their abilities off. Next skill, as you see, these are the ones that we talked about in the previous video, but they combo so great together. So quickly, I'll go over them again. First we have Assist. Every 10 seconds after the battle starts, assist 1 random back or allied troop by transferring all of their received damage to you and reduce the damage you receive by up to 25%. I have mine at 20 right now for 6 seconds. Let me get over. We got Lifelink, and this is what combos so well with Assist. Every 6 seconds after the battle starts, has a 50% chance of creating a lifelink with 2 enemy units. They will share your received damage of 40% up to 50 for 6 seconds. So if you have that assist up and lifelink on the bad guy, and that bad guy does an AoE, he's going to be hitting 2 of your immortals and taking all of that damage to himself. Really hurting himself bad. Next up is Peter. With Peter, you see his ability purifies enemy targets directly ahead, dispelling all buffs, shields being the big one, and inflicting physical damage up to 550%. So now this is going to hit the 2 immortals directly in front of him, the one that's facing him and then the one in the back row. Great for taking out healers. Now we look at his abilities. I've got Fighting Will on him. Him being the less tanky person in the front row, his troops will drop a little bit faster than Richard's. So every 20% drop in the number of soldiers will deal physical damage to all enemies up to 150% and has a 36% chance up to 45% of rooting them for 6 seconds. So you'll see that as we face some enemies and I'll show you a couple fights. They'll get these black rings around them. They're rooted, they're not attacking, they're not gaining energy, and it just helps my guys unload more abilities, take them down. Next up is Fighting Master. Gives you immunity to control and reduces the damage you receive by up to 15%. Mine's on 12. This is great because Peter can't be getting stunned, he can't be getting frozen, he needs to keep that ability going off, stripping shields and hurting those two directly in front of him. And then, again, just with the whole philosophy of Peter's ability getting off as much and as fast as possible, we went ahead and put Energy Burst on him. So it gains 80 up to 100 additional energy when you deal a critical hit. Alright, next up is Genghis Khan. So we look at his ability. Inflicts physical damage to all enemies and causes wound. Enemies cannot be healed for 10 seconds. So it's great against water teams, great against earth teams with Zenobia, great against wind teams with that dragon, or if they're running Moctezuma, or if somebody gets Theodora and holy teams are finally out when you're watching this video. It'll be a great counter to her as well. Now, we look at his first skill. I've got on Berserk, a nice aura, increases the attack speed of all your units by 8% up to 10, and restores a small amount of HP, recovery rate 24% up to 30, with successful normal attacks. So look out for that, keyword normal attacks. So now I've got him on Cleave. Every normal attack has a 75% chance of causing extra physical damage to 2 nearby enemy units. So damage factor up to 75%, and with Berserk, making my normal attacks come out faster because of the attack speed buff. Cleave combos very well with it, so I'm just going to get my normal attacks off even further, and Cleave to hit those extra 2 enemy units. Now then that is going to combo with Anger. Increase your physical damage by 27 up to 30% in battles. That's it, just your physical damage. So that works really well with any of these passives, and it just helps my Cleave hit even harder, helps me gain a little bit extra health as I'm doing more damage and getting more recovery. Finally, we'll go to Yi Seong-gi, or YSG. This one is what took a little bit of some big brain to come up with. So, inflicts transfer to 2 random enemy units and transfers 20% physical and magical attack and physical and magical defense to yourself, and then causes physical damage to those units. Transfer lasts 10 seconds. So that is going to combo directly with Death Breath. So every 6 seconds causes physical damage to all enemy units and magical damage once. 60% right now, it does go up to 75%. So with my ability going off to steal that extra physical and magical attack, it brings them both higher, causing more damage when my Death Breath goes off. It's amazing, amazing skill together. Now, his physical attack is a little lower than Genghis Khan, so I had it on him at first. And then after rereading Yi Song's ability here, and the fact that I take magical attack as well as physical, and I tested it out, my DPS went way up. So Death Breath, I don't think there's a better immortal in the game to put Death Breath on when it comes to damage. I know it recommends going on support characters, and if you're running a defensive support heavy group, then Death Breath would be great on there. But if you're running Lightning, Death Breath is it's like a must-have for YSG. Now with that, actually we're going to go to the Chaotic Blade. Simple skill, you want to have a couple purples around just because they're easier to level up than your gold skills. I think most people know probably this one. It's the same exact ability pretty much as Garrote. So every 6 seconds after battle starts, has only a 40% chance, I don't like that, it should be over 50, of causing physical damage to 3 random enemy units and inflicting bleed for 6 seconds, dealing more physical damage over time. Now, his last skill, Malice. The idea behind that was to keep my guys a little bit longer to further do damage. Once the battle starts, reduce crit rate of all enemy units up to 20%. Now, I'm realizing more and more with Lightning Team this is a blitzing team. It's meant to just take your opponent right down. You don't really need a whole lot of healing or defensive abilities on this team because it's going to work against you. If you're trying to outlast other teams, their built to last longer, especially like water, earth, wind. You know, these teams are meant to stay in the fight long and just wear you down. Lightning is meant to blitz you down before you can get a chance to react. So Malice sort of does work against me. It keeps the enemy kind of alive longer. What I'm gonna do is switch it out as soon as I start pushing the abilities to level 7 for weakness. So this is gonna lower the resilience rate of all enemy units, making my damage just come on even faster and hurting them to the point where they're not able to recover with their defensive abilities and their healing and their shields. Other than that, I think I'm happy with the rest of my skills. If a new update comes out with a better physical ability than Chaotic Blade, best believe I'll be switching that out. I don't think Anger is going anywhere on Genghis Khan. It makes his AoE just hit heavy as F, and then it makes his cleave do that much more damage as well. So I'll be sticking with that. So I've got one battle. We can go ahead and show everything in practice. If you see here, I battled Arsapro. He's got a 185k Earth team, so a little bit stronger than mine. My Lightning being at 179k. So I have the replay. We'll go ahead and watch that. You can see some of these abilities get off. Thanks, Arsapro. I don't think he knows he's going to be in the video, but our Panda Man himself will be. Alright, so we'll slow the battle down so you can get a chance to see some of the abilities pop off. See the Lightning Dragon come out, reducing their damage. His Earth Dragon is going to come out and stun, which is why it's important to have that ability on Peter to make sure he doesn't get stunned. I'm going to come out, do some heavy damage. See the assists are out. Peter stripping those shields with his ability. Lifelink out on Richard. You know, 2 of their guys. And it's just wearing them down. Every time you see bleed pop up on him, that's Yi Seong-gi's Chaotic Blade. It's hard. I don't really know the visual for Death Breath. But we'll take a look at the stats after this is over. So we look at the stats on that one. See, Richard up there with Genghis Khan in damage because of that assist and lifelink skill combo. Peter crushing with his straight line abilities, and then Yi-san with that Death Breath. It does work. You know, before Death Breath on Yi-san, Genghis Khan was my reliable top damager, but it's just so good on Yi-san. It makes him do so much damage. I love it. And we'll see. So Lord Carl has a pretty strong team too. One thing you can do in Arena, a little side tidbit, to check your opponent's team setups. You see he's got 1433 points. We can go to ranking. Where 1433 is. Check his lineup. So you see he's got his strongest first. I'm going to put my strongest first so we have a fair fight. And then the rest we'll just skip. Fighting my own guys on this right now. Fellow VRV members, sorry guys. You were up there in rank when I made the video. So we watched the decreased damage go off. He's gonna try and freeze me. Genghis Khan did not get frozen, so that's gonna be pretty much a guaranteed win for me. You see that black ring is the root from Peter's Fighting Master going off. So I was keeping Harold from doing anything to my guys there. It just went off again on him. Every 20% drop in Peter's troops. It's going to be a really close fight. Oh. See the damage that just drops when Khan's ability goes off is amazing. Oh yeah, Richard got that stun to end it. That is the nail in the coffin there. He's got a tanky Herald. Good job, Carl, man. Your Herald is tanky. So we'll check the stats on that one and see how everything went. He's got a much stronger dragon. Wow, level 9. Killing it there. So we look. Richard, lower end this time. The RNG was not super good for him on the assist and lifelink. It's just the way it is sometimes. Peter doing pretty well as well. And then Genghis Khan, until his AoE abilities were popping off. You saw how quickly they would drop every time his AoE went off. And then Yi-Sung with that death breath, just kicking butt as well. I think he was frozen, or yeah, he was probably frozen. So he got a little bit of a delay in his stuff going off, where Khan was not frozen. He just kept popping off. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the video. Thanks for checking me out. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so I can keep bringing some IK content to y'all. And see you on the next video.